Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Luke. Thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 100 of Factorio with the C block mod, where we keep working on our aluminium production. And we need to sort these Givolite chunks that we are making. And we just need to handle the slag from that before we're done with that setup, I believe. And we're just trying to keep that as compact as possible. We're trying to keep within this line for whatever reason. And yeah, I think maybe I'm just a little bit too caught up in trying to make it as compact as possible. Hmm. If we made a little change with putting the brushstone directly into this, can we not do that? Well, yes, we can. This can be something like that. Then we have the output of this in the middle of nowhere, though. So maybe we just do that. That actually takes up a little bit less space than this, except we haven't taken care of the water input yet. But we could just do something like this. Be taking up too much space though? No. This should be fine. We're actually taking up less space. And we can just have the slag coming out here. Just pick it up from this belt, I guess. No, because we also need to take care of this, of course. I almost forgot. But this fits within the same footprint, and it is a little bit simpler. It seems. I might be wrong, but yeah, let's go with that instead. No, that still needs to be there, actually. So this goes in here. We need space for a loader here. And we need to let that loader back in. This needs to stay. This inputs. This needs to be only slag. These need to be adjusted. And these need to be adjusted as well. Actually, is this... Well, we have a bottleneck with the inputs. 1 becomes 2. So 2 times per second we get 2 crushed stones, or 4 per second. I don't think these can handle that, at least this one. We could do a fast inserter instead. I guess that is what we ended the last episode with, considering if we would have bottleneck issues here. And we will, it seems. This means we can actually extend this a little bit if we want to. But this is the real problem, getting all the crushed stone in here. We can't reach that, right? No. Could go underground here, but we can't do that up here, except if we move this up 1 tile. A little bit curious about the ranges or how far back this needs to be. If this is actually efficient in any way, or if it needs to adjust its length. Did we not have power here? Never mind. Let's just put some in there. That doesn't seem to be a concern, to be honest. You can even speed it up a little bit, but this is not a lot of items per second. Or is it? It takes 2 every swing, and it can do a full rotation in less than a second. So less than half a swing should be possible in this, twice in less than a second. Oh, but that is when it needs to go back and forth. That is of course a full swing almost. That's not very good. Let's just remove this stuff again. I really shouldn't be this hung up on how much space we're using. Let's just make it a little wider and resolve all of these issues. As if we just make it 1 tile wider, I think it will become a lot easier. Right? We can at least have these here then. This might even fit in here. Am I wrong? I'm wrong. Okay. This needs to be mineralized water. No, not from... Yes, from this. Okay. This should work a lot better. And this now needs to go there, I guess. And this needs to go there. It's still better than it was, at least. And I think this should be more than fine. That should all be good, I think. That is powered. Are these powered? No. Well, by this they are. Except for the top one, which sucks. I think we will fix that when we get it into where we actually want this to be. Is everything else like it should be? I think so. And I think we just need to see this run before we find the last small errors that we have made. This should be the full setup, and we just need the Gibolite chunks coming in, and that's it. And then we put all of our outputs into this warehouse and handle it however we want. Good. So I guess we want it up here next to some of this stuff, at least aligned with this. So let's do that. That should leave us a little space to do whatever with the fuel that we need to do. So we cut this. We could also just align it with these outputs that we actually need to put into this. But let's not. Probably gonna need a lot of different smelting stuff for this, so all of this space will probably be taken up, I think. But we'll get to that. Good. So, if we align it with the first geolite producer and align the sorters here with the other sorters, then we should be here. And this needs to go wherever it wants to. And we have outputs up there and in here and down here. So these two and these two are inputs. And we need a belt split into two. That should be fine. We will just balance these and then split one of the belts. And I guess we can run the chunks here without a problem. At some point we might have to do something about these geodes, but that's for later. And when we actually need to do something about them, I think we might have other setups that we would rather do. So one of these goes directly in. Let's actually just keep this tight. So that's that one. And this one needs to go in there. And then this one needs to be split. And I guess we're just doing it like that. We don't need the space for anything else anyway, so it should be fine. Oh, I have made mistakes here. I have made big mistakes. This is not where this goes. My bad. It should go up here instead. Guess we are using quite a lot on this stuff. But we should have more, I hope. Yes, good. So that's how it should be. Let's just remove these end ones. Good. And we're still need some belt here. And as soon as that, let's just tell a bit, as soon as we are not backed up from that small error, we should be running at full speed here. And these should never stop. So why are they? Even don't have full belts, so that is a little bit weird that we're backing up. Maybe that was just because we had a lot of in the machines already. But we should be making at least 45 per second. Or just 45 per second. And yeah, we do need power here. And here. This is all good, I think. We're not very backed up on the slag at least. Let's hope that keeps being the case. Well, we should have made the math for it, so it should be fine, right? Where are we exactly? Wait, what's this? That's just steel. This is the aluminium. And we have not made the calculations. Why not? First of all, let's drop this to 7.5. Because then everything should be as we have it with 45 per second. We get 15 slag per second. We need to crush that. We need to liquefy that. How do we get it to actually use that? That's why I didn't have it in here. But if we just add a new thing here with mineralized water void in its own block, that is not linked, that we sort by ingredient inputs. And then say that we have 15 of this in per second. We do need the 8 crushes that we have, 2 liquefiers and 2 of those. Good. So that should all be good. We need 300 per second. So that's 5 groundwater bars and we have 6. So that should also be good. So now we should be a little starved on the chunks and we are good. Everything makes sense then. So let's go find out why we have this chunk problem. Also, there's way more geodes here than I would have thought. Did we not have a chunk production block anywhere? Or did I just delete it? Probably. So we get 11.3 per second. Divided by 2, that should easily be able to fit on 1/2 of each of these belts. Okay. This is taken care of. Okay. Make the middle belt all the way at the end here. And we have just not prioritized these. Okay. That is why. So this should be able to make a little bit more than a full belt. And it is. Good. And we shouldn't have any other troubles here, I don't think. So these were backed up a lot. And that makes sense as well. That should now be fixed soon. Let's say that that is fixed and let's just go on. Unless we need to do more about these. This is what we would want eventually. With this, I think stacks of crystal dust are larger, so it could be a way to make the storage more dense. Don't really need any of this yet, so I don't really want to use it. So for now, let's just keep storing it here. It will fill up, and it seems to actually be somewhat fast in filling, but yeah, we'll figure something out later. Let's try and move on for now. Do we have any problems here still? Not really. These shouldn't be that staffed anymore. They will be a little bit, because we only need 15 of these. And we have 16, right? Yes. We have some holes here. That looks like one machine is not working. Why would that be? Why is this not working? This is not working because a belt is missing. Same up here. Okay. Then it should be even better. Hopefully. Okay, and we now have, what, 4 ores we need to take care of here. So, first one. Maybe we should just make that aluminium because that's what we actually need. And then copper, sure. And iron. And is it nickel or zinc? It's zinc. Okay. And we can do whatever we want with those. Good. We could just put the copper all right over here and prioritize it over this stuff if we wanted to. And that might be the simplest solution. And that is needed for bronze, right? Maybe we don't actually consume enough of that, but you never know. Iron could go over here if we want to for steel. Should be able to consume all the iron for that at least when we get going a little bit more. Zinc, I'm not sure we're even using it. I don't think so. I think we have storage of that. No, that's nickel. So this is the first zinc, I guess so. Okie dokie. And then aluminium, of course. Let's just start with the aluminium. But let's make sure that we have some space to actually move this ore around. The copper could just go right up here, but what about the iron? That could just go along the same path, I guess. We don't really need this space for anything else, unless we need it for this, of course, so that is all fine. Okay. Let's just focus on aluminium. So we need sodium hydroxide as well. And that's just from saline water. This stuff. Three electrolyzers. Unless we want a full build of this, maybe we need that at some point. We need it on the bus, maybe for these batteries. Doesn't look like we need it for a lot of stuff. There's of course some chemical stuff that we need it for. But we could probably do that locally wherever we need it instead. So I'm not gonna make a full build of this for now at least. Saline water, we can get that from a hydro plant. Or we should also... Is there no salination plant? Yes there is, but we do not have it. Let's just have a look here. Salination. We need the aluminium itself for that, as well as other stuff that we do not have, like brass and concrete. Okay, so we will just do it with a hydro plant for now. Okay. And that needs 7, okay. We need to avoid this. It won't do that in the same block, so never mind that. We just need 5. And we need a bunch of water. Now where would it make sense to make this? Don't want to make it down here. Could try and utilize some of this space up here. Well, maybe we need it for... What have we tried making space for here? Is that for more steel? That doesn't make any sense. We use the output of this up here. And the output of this in here. So there's nothing in between that we could need this space for, right? Or am I wrong? It's been too long. I don't think we need that space, so we could try and make it there. And we just need it on a belt somewhere around here, I guess. So shall we do that? If we want to do it there, we need to make water with groundwater bores. And that would require 10 for 600, 20 for 1200, so 24 for 1440. That is a lot. But it needs to go into 7 plants. So that's just 5 into each, right? I think that's easier than trying to get the water from here. Let's just have a look if we can fit something in here. Can we reduce these a little bit? Or just move them? So we start with the water into hydro plants. Why don't we just pin this? So give me some hydro plants. We do not have any of those. Okay. Hopefully we have some here. We have tier 1. We have used tier 2 here, and we should have tier 2. Also of the electrolyzers. Haven't used electrolyzers here. We have used the tier 1s up here. What have we used tier 2 for then? Since we have it as the default. I don't... Well, maybe something in here. I'm a bit confused. Why is tier 2 electrolyzers the default? Well, does it matter? We should just get it. Why are we low on all of this stuff? Is it because of saline? No, not saline. Sulfuric acid or purified water, maybe? Purified water is fine. It's because of power? No. These seem to be running full speed. Except when they lack sulfuric acid. We're not burning any of that yet. We are putting a little bit of sulfur into the chests for some reason. Why is this one getting so much more? Oh, because it's closer to the output of sulfuric wastewater, I guess. So if we gave it more time, it should just fill that chest up and then we wouldn't have a problem anymore, I don't think. Hopefully this should change a little bit now. Should be fine, hopefully. We can't really move this down anyway, so let's not try and consider that. It is just a matter of filling this up. And these should really all be limited, I think. Then the sulfur will start backing up, which means that this won't take as much of the wastewater, which means this gets more, which means this will start working faster. So right now most of this, or the sulfur for this machine, gets into this chest. Yes, I believe I am right. We could of course try and connect these. No, that wouldn't help at all. We could try moving the sulfur into the middle and putting it into a chest from there. And then letting them grab from both sides, maybe? So this one could get some from this belt, but maybe this is just fine. Do we have any chest with more than one stack in it? Apparently not. Yes. So we can just help along a little bit. So it's these three that we want to be processing at full speed at the moment. This one now starts picking up, like I said. And they should all do that. Should just get more slags ready. Hopefully this will start working soon. In any case, we still need to keep working on this. But at least we solved some problems. So yeah, well, we were doing this stuff. The sodium hydroxide. But we needed better machines for that. Okay. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.